Hello, ladies. Welcome to another live. Forgot to add myself to the stream. Great start. Today we're going to be talking about berberine, its benefits and side effects. So let's do this. Right, if you're watching, let me know if you can hear me well, because we had some microphone issues last week. I hope that we are okay. Today I'm going to actually bring my microphone even closer so you can hear me well. Now, today we're going to be talking about berberine, and I want to say what actually brought it on, because I've been talking to you last week, and we've been talking about the fact that I might start taking berberine and take you through the journey with me. Funny enough, probably my boyfriend is going to take it as well because he has high cholesterol, and apparently, that might be an interesting thing to do. And we're going to get to that in a minute. So I started researching berberine more, and I found that it is actually even more interesting supplement than I have thought. So make sure you tell me where you're watching from. Say hi, Chanel is saying the mic is good. Thank you, Chanel. Nene is here from DC. Lovely. Now, guys, don't judge me, but I just wanted to tell you that I opened a Buy Me a Coffee. So if you like this channel, if you want to support me, if you want to relieve my financial stress, no, I'm joking, and give me more time to actually do more research for this channel, you're more than free to buy me a coffee. You don't have to, of course, you can skip it. And while we are on subject of disclaimers, remember, this is not a medical advice. And if you need a medical advice, make sure that you talk to your medical provider, right? I'm just a girl reading the articles on the internet. Sorry, I just kicked my camera. Right, without further ado, let's get to it. So let's start with what berberine actually is. So berberine is actually a compound. It is not the specific extract of a specific plant. It is a chemical compound that is found in multiple different plants. So it's not just one plant. It's not like with ashwagandha that you get ashwagandha powder. Well, to be honest, you should get ashwagandha extract as well. But it's not like you get it from one plant. It can be from multiple plants. It has actually a long history in Chinese medicine as being used as a natural remedy for many, many things. So this is it. This is what ashwagandha is. Now, how ashwagandha? Oh, berberine, of course. Sorry, this is what is a live show? You mix one word, and that's that. We have a few comments, guys. If I'm going to come back to your comments a little bit later, if that's okay. We're going to go through a little bit of theory first, and then we can have a little chat. Now, berberine actually activates an enzyme that is called AMP activated protein kinase, I think, AMPK, which is called a metabolic master switch, which means that it has a really, really strong effect on your metabolism. And it affects various other molecules inside your cells, and it may even switch on some genes on and off, which can be a good thing, because it might actually influence mitochondria. I'm trying not to get too far ahead of myself. So yeah, actually, let's leave it at that. So berberine actually works in a variety of different ways. There are scientific articles saying that it works on mitochondria, that it might actually, mitochondria, in case you didn't know, it's our little power cell, our little power station in each of our cells. So now, there are these talks of people who want to biohack and stuff like that they want to increase the amount of mitochondria in each cell. And of course, make mitochondria quality better, because these are the little pieces of our cells that are creating ATP, they're creating energy. So what do you want to feel the most optimal, both mentally and have the most energy, to have the best mood, and to have the most physical energy, right? Is to have the most efficient mitochondria, and of course have them fueled properly so they work great. You're in mental and physical great shape. So this is something apparently that berberine can help with, and it can actually influence your mitochondria. I don't want to say exactly what processes that they are. If you're interested in that, please let me know in the comments, and we can go through a little bit further. Hi Beth, I'm glad you have joined us. Nicola, I see your Nicole, sorry. I see your comment. I'm going to highlight it a little later. So, first of all, we're going to talk about the obvious. the thing that if you're on the PCOS channel, you probably know about already. And that is that berberine is working on blood sugar, right? So it does regulate our blood sugar, it decreases insulin resistance, and therefore it makes insulin more effective. So your insulin levels drop, your blood sugar levels drop, you're healthy, you use your energy sufficiently, because if you have been watching my videos about insulin resistance, if you haven't, make sure you do. I have the whole playlist about it. You know that actually when we have insulin resistance, our blood sugar cannot really go into the cells and create energy. It kind of floats there because insulin is not opening the lock to the cell. So that's why we become fatigued, and all of that extra glucose goes into our fat, or it becomes higher and higher eventually, and we might have type 2 diabetes, because of course it's not fully blocked, it's just a little bit resistant. Right. And it helps body break down sugar inside the cells as well, which is super important. So from what I just say, you know that if you are insulin resistant, your receptors are not completely blocked, but the sugar has a difficulty coming into your cell. So as a result, your body is creating more and more insulin, because your body needs more insulin to actually let in this blood sugar into the cell. And then with berberine, it not only helps with that, so it sensitizes you to insulin, but it also helps you break down the sugar inside of your cells because of its effect on mitochondria. Another thing that is connected to blood sugar is that it can decrease sugar production in the liver. And a lot of people actually don't realize that how liver is connected to sugar, because I don't know how about you, but I think about sugar, I straight away think pancreas, because pancreas produces insulin and it lowers our sugar level. However, this is a very interesting phenomenon. For example, for people with high cholesterol levels, what happens is very often that when they start bumping the fats that they eat in their diet down, and they go on statins, so on the medication that is lowering their cholesterol, they end up being diabetic. And from what I didn't read into it, but it would make sense, because people then in turn start overeating on sugar, and actually sugar can make you diabetic as well. But liver and sugar are very connected. If you overeat on sugar, you might end up having fatty liver as well. So I think we're going to mention it in a little bit, that it also helps with the fatty liver. So it can actually help you do that. By the way, can you see my beautiful acne here? Oh God, it's calling for berberine, isn't it? It's back viciously. It also slows down the breakdown of carbohydrates in the gut, which is super, super important, because of course, if you break down carbohydrates in the gut very quickly, you eat very simple sugars, you get these sugar highs and sugar lows very quickly. And then it increases the number of beneficial bacteria in the gut, and it decreases all the pathogens, which we're going to go to in a minute. Now, another thing is berberine's benefits on weight loss. So, of course, as you know, with insulin resistance, if something works on insulin resistance, it will aid weight loss as well. However, here I actually quoted one study that I have found, which showed that participants that participated in this study, it was a 12-week study, lost on average 3.6% on their body fat. And this was on the dosage 500 milligrams 3 times a day. So it seems like it's quite significant, and it seems like majority of people definitely saw the difference after taking berberine. So it's very, very important to remember that it can also aid weight loss. And the scientific studies, actually, berberine is quite nicely studied, which I'm going to be talking about at the end. Now, not only berberine helps with your insulin levels, but it also helps with your leptin levels. Leptin is the hormone of what is it called? You're satiety. You know what I mean? You stop feeling as hungry. You don't have leptin resistance. So leptin is a hormone that is sent to your brain from your stomach, that actually signals to your brain that you are not hungry anymore. And on the opposite, ghrelin is the one that sends that you're hungry. or is the other way around? Whatever. Anyway, you stop feeling as hungry, so it helps with leptin resistance as well, and it inhibits the growth of fat cells on the molecular level. It should be. So it also helps, that your fat cells are not accumulating as much fat in them. And a lot of our weight loss, it's not only getting new fat cells, but it's just actually filling in the fat cells that we already have. So here we had the blood sugar. Now we're going to go through actually other benefits that berberine has that I didn't know about before, and I just found out about it recently. So I found out that berberine actually is influencing cholesterol levels, and that is because, as you can see, that actually liver and pancreas are very much interconnected. They work together like everything in our body, and whatever is connected to liver is going to be connected to pancreas, and liver actually is the one producing a lot of cholesterol, so it might be that it's overworked and stuff. So berberine actually has been proven to lower total cholesterol, lower LDL cholesterol, that is named the bad cholesterol, lower blood triglycerides, that are also the bad ones, and raise HDL cholesterol. So for those of you who are not very focused on cholesterol, I guess, having overall high cholesterol is not always a horrible thing. There's the whole book called The Cholesterol Myth, I believe. And in general, having high cholesterol, is not as bad as we once thought. Cholesterol is actually a fat that is produced by your liver in majority of it. So actually very small percentage of it is coming from your food, the one that you have in your blood. And it's created by our liver. And actually cholesterol very often. Okay, so what happens and why insulin and sugar are very connected to high cholesterol levels? So we have a lot of blood sugar in our veins. And I saw this explanation somewhere, so don't quote me. We have a lot of sugar in our veins, and actually this sugar starts creating the microabrasions inside our vessels. And it starts creating those little like tiny micro wounds and cracks. And cholesterol then is being depleted because cholesterol is acting like a natural patch. So high sugar levels cause high insulin levels, but high blood sugar levels also cause this this deterioration of our vessels, and cholesterol is really there to just fix them. So many people actually see cholesterol and they're like, well, my liver is bad, I have a lot of high cholesterol, la la la. But cholesterol was produced there because something else was happening in your body. So probably that is the mechanism of berberine and how it helps with cholesterol as well. Maybe, I don't know. But the overall cholesterol is not as bad. However, high LDL cholesterol and high triglycerides have been connected to heart disease. They have been connected to a risk of heart attack, stroke, and atherosclerosis. Am I saying it right? Is the deterioration of actual blood vessels when they're kind of like flaking and having layers like a puff pastry. So those are the bad types of cholesterol. HDL cholesterol is actually the cholesterol that gets higher when you work out. For example, when you move your body. So this is a good type of cholesterol. This is the protective type of cholesterol. So we actually want more of that than we want LDL. And this is one of the reasons why exercise is so important. By the way, I did exercise on Saturday for the first time in almost a year, and I still cannot move. It's Tuesday afternoon. So also, how else berberine is working for cholesterol is that it inhibits an enzyme called PCSK9 that leads to more LDL being removed from the bloodstream. And this is amazing because this means that also if your levels of cholesterol are high for other reasons, it will still help you remove it. So this is the reason why I'm going to try and put my boyfriend on it. So I'm going to do it for my beautiful blood sugar insulin resistance acne coming back because I've been eating processed carbs. But he's going to do it for cholesterol. Now, what just happened there? Yeah, I have a double. Right. The other benefits that have been assigned to berberine is actually that it reduces depression. It can reduce growth and spread of specific types of cancers. and it has antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects. Now, reduces depression is probably due to its action on the energy levels, because as we know, insulin resistance is very often connected to depression because of fatigue and low levels, and of course because everything else is out of whack. Second, cancer also very often in some videos you will see on YouTube. I haven't read research about it, so again, don't quote me on that, but I've heard that cancer actually might be fed by sugar. I don't know if it's that simple, because then everybody would go keto when they have cancer and they would stop having cancer. But apparently high levels of sugar might exacerbate and increase the speed in which cancer is spreading. So that's a good news. And of course, antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects are amazing, especially for those of us who do struggle with a lot of inflammation, like me. So I have inflammation currently in my skin, I have inflammation in my gut, and I have inflammation in my ankles. So I definitely struggle with a lot of inflammation. Right. Another thing, berberine is actually been shown to fight harmful microorganisms like bacteria, viruses, fungi, and parasites. So this is another additional benefit. And also it helps with gut, as I said before. So it promotes the growth of good bacteria, but it also can kill the bad bacteria and possibly even fungal overgrowth in your stomach. So if you have SIBO, is it called SIBO? That is bacterial overgrowth in your intestine, and that you can that berberine is supposed to help for as well. Fatty liver, I already mentioned it briefly, and heart failure. So one study showed that it drastically improved symptoms and reduced risk of deaths in heart failure patients. So that is amazing. And what dosage should you be taking? The dosage that is recommended is 500 milligrams 3 times a day. Now, it is very important to spread it throughout the day and not take all of it at once, because what you're trying to do is keep it in level, right? So if you eat carbohydrates, you take berberine, it's lowering it down. You take carbohydrates again, and you take berberine, and it's lowering it down. That is why you should take it in 3 doses throughout the day. I would like to also say that start small and build up. I'm probably going to go to Herbolario, which is a health store, and buy some berberine after that, because I've been there and I thought I wanted a powder, but they don't have a powder. So I'm just going to get pills, I guess. They're not extortionate. By the way, you can sponsor me and buy me a coffee so I can buy my berberine. Sorry, I'm just being funny today. So that is why you should take it throughout the day. And now, what are the side effects? Let me just take a sip before we go to the most horrible part. If we have Nene on the line, Nene, I think you are on berberine. Let me know if you had any side effects when you started, and if you have still any side effects, because I think you told me before a few times that you're on berberine, if I remember correct. So the side effects of berberine are usually stomach discomfort. So it's everything from cramping, diarrhea, flatulence, constipation, and stomach pain. But if you have watched my video about metformin side effects, you will see that metformin has similar side effects, but worse. So a lot of women, I don't have comments at the minute, but I know that metformin actually causes much worse stomach discomfort than berberine, at least in a women. Oh, no, they cannot answer us. She says she's here, but she's working while listening. Sorry. Nicole, I'm almost with you on both comments, promise. So it's interesting to see, and apparently metformin side effects comparing to berberine side effects are much worse, and they're much stronger, and people sometimes have nausea on metformin to the point that they cannot eat anything, or they have horrible diarrhea and cramping, and they end up stop taking it because they just you can't go about your life having constant diarrhea, pretty much. It's not funny. Because, of course, it makes you dehydrated and absolutely miserable. Right, let me come back to some of the comments. Nicole said, I take Berberine, I haven't noticed anything positive or negative. I need labs to see if it's made a difference. Let me know, Nicola, what you're taking it for and what was the reason for you to take it. Did you have already something high in the labs? And how long have you been taking it for? That is very interesting information. Beth says, heck yeah, definitely love to learn more about how berberine helps with mitochondria. Yeah, it is a very difficult word. Right, I might do a separate thing about this. Nene says, no side effects with berberine, so much better than metformin, and this is actually confirming what I have heard on many other on forums and stuff like that. Chanel is saying, I've taken berberine in the past, 500 milligrams 3 times a day. It's definitely less irritating than metformin. Find metformin to be intolerable. I only took berberine for 2 months, so not long enough. Yeah, definitely. In every, I repeat it on every single video. But if you are taking a supplement, you should at least give it 3 months before you see any results. Like even for my acne, for example, this acne is also probably stress related. And also I have acne sometimes both around period and ovulation, funny enough. So I have to have spike of this testosterone. Beautiful. At least I'm more relatable than when I had great skin 3 months ago. So definitely try and do it for at least 3 months, and that's what I'm going to try and do. I don't have any blood tests, guys, to see if my blood and my insulin were fine last time I tried, but I think that for me, there is something on a very low level that it's almost indetectable, and it's been like that my whole life. Like, I bruise like a peach. I've been sent to hospital so many times, not anymore, funny enough, since I'm living with vitamin D. But I've been bruising horribly. I've been sent to hospitals all the time, and I was just always on the bottom of the norm. So I'm always the bottom of the norm kind of person. And I think that's just what it is. Nene said, berberine gave me first natural period in 40 years. I totally recommend it. No side effects. That is amazing. That is great to hear. I'll start my berberine and ovacitol again. Yes. Ovacitol is quite expensive, isn't it? Because I have found yesterday pretty good supplement on Amazon, by the way. If you find the inositol for PCOS, I actually put the link there, because it's the same thing, myo-inositol and dicaro-inositol, and it actually has folate, which was shown in the researches. Some researchers were showing myo-inositol combined with folate as a really good combination. So check one of those videos. There is also a link below. By the way, guys, if you ever want to ask me any question live, let me know, because I can drop you a link in the comments, and you can come in and just have a live conversation with me. So let me know. No side effects for me. Great. I hope that you will have more effects, though, Nicole. I really, really hope so. Nene, I'm on berberine break. It is recommended not to take it continuously. Oh, you see, I learned something new. I would take a break after taking daily 6 to 12 months. How long is your break, Nene? I'm very interested to know how long the break from berberine should be. It's probably something like, well, I took a break from keto for what I thought is going to be a month. It's been 9 now. Where's by the way, where is keto? Yeah, there it is, Nicole. I don't think I actually put it up. Keto didn't work alone for me. I've been in keto for 7 years. Also, I'm not overweight. That's why I take inositol and berberine. Didn't help for what? Because that is a question. Because for me, keto worked for leveling blood sugar levels, for leveling energy throughout the day, for getting rid of acne, and for regulating my periods. And losing weight. But I think losing weight on keto is funny, because it's just like, you just can't eat the things that are naughty. I mean, how many nuts can you have, How much bacon can you eat? Like pork scratchings, I get sick off after a month. So kind of a little, or dark chocolate, right? So a little piece of it. I think it was just like I wasn't bothered to make a keto treats. So eventually I just ended up eating greasy / healthy food. But now because we are on quite low cholesterol diet, we are eating salads every day, pretty much. All right. I've not been officially diagnosed with PCOS, but deal with a lot of the symptoms. A1C. Oh, okay. Oh, A1C was high on strict keto. Doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. It does not make sense unless you have cortisol problems or DHEA problems or adrenal problems. Because you know what raises blood sugar apart from food? Stress. Stress, anxiety, and cortisol and adrenaline. That raises blood sugar. That's just me thinking out loud, guys. Again, not a doctor, just a girl on the internet reading articles. Right, I break for 1 month or so. I was getting a lot of UTIs. Breaking from berberine helped resolve the issue. That is fascinating. I would love to see a video on PCOS and UTIs. Guys, are they related? You blow my mind sometimes. I used to have a lot of UTIs all the time. TMI. Literally. I went to the doctors, I don't know how many times, but this was maybe 10 years ago. I don't know how many times I went to the doctors. And they said, sometimes women have the periods like this when they have a lot of UTIs. So, sorry, it's going to be TMI. So if you have sex, make sure that you pee and you clean yourself and you take ibuprofen after every intercourse. And I'm like, am I supposed to take ibuprofen every time? I was 20, guys. Oh, yes, they are related. This is my research. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this research. So with UTIs, I'm wondering if it's because, this is again me thinking out loud, don't quote me on this, because berberine can change bacteria and bacterial profiles and such. For me, what always helped with UTIs was actually a lot of vitamin C, because it acidifies your urine apparently, and it does help for me. So I am wondering, and it's supposed to, because urine is very acidic, it's supposed to, inhibit bacterial growth. But I'm wondering if berberine does something with sugar. It lowers blood sugar levels, but actually that's good because bacteria like sugar. So if it lowers blood sugar levels in your body, shouldn't. That's berberine. Yeah, we're not talking about berberine and UTIs. We're talking about PCOS and UTIs. High sugar, that's what it is. So it should be fungus and and UTIs. Makes sense. A lot of articles about PCOS and UTIs, and I am going to find them, and I'm going to talk to you about them. Right, guys? Do we have any questions? Do we have any comments? Do you ever want me to post a link to join me live, to talk to me live on the camera? Or not really? Okay, your body was telling you that you need the berberine break, and that is good. Listen to your body for sure. And I don't think, guys, if you take a break from something for a month or two, but you've been doing it for a long time, it is not going to make a world of a difference. It was like this for me for keto. I just started to have reversal of effects probably after 6 months, maybe after 4 slightly, but then after 6, 7, 8, I started seeing that my periods were getting a bit longer, unfortunately. So, eating noodles every day recently because I was stressed and didn't have time to cook during the day because I work so much didn't help. So don't eat noodles every day. That's probably why I have that. Right? Can you take berberine when also keto? Yes, you can, but proceed with caution and slow into it. I actually read yesterday that with keto, what it does, it actually helps you create more ketones. So it helps you kind of flip the switch. If you are keto, you know what I mean, because after you eat whatever you eat, even if it's greasy food or you eat vegetables, I mean, a little bit of insulin is still being released. So you still have a little bit of insulin and glucose in your body, but you have to get to the fat burning zone after you feel burn. I don't know if I'm talking logically, guys. After you've burned your food, you want to get to a fat burning mode, and to do that, it might help you to kick you even further into ketosis and boost your ketone production. This is what I'm trying to say. I think I explained it wrong, but you know what I mean, that it's going to kick you into fat burning mode even more. And I think there was written actually that it showed changes in the ketone levels with people, which we want. If you're keto, you want higher ketone levels because your brain is, going to work fantastically. And another thing, I think I've heard... Tom Billier, if you know Tom Billier, I think he's actually playing with Berberine as a biohacking thing, where he takes it for mental clarity and for a little bit. It's great to know, right? So yeah, he takes it as a little bit of mental booster. So because it does help you manage your energy overall. If your energy is created in the correct way in your body, your mental clarity is also going to be better. Right, guys, I am going to wrap this up. I already have a sore throat. Thank you, all of you, for joining me. Again, I'm reminding you that this is not medical advice. So before you try Berberine, especially if you're on any type of other medication, make sure that you contact your doctor. And if you decide to do it yourself, proceed with caution, ease into it. We all get excited about supplements sometimes and we're like, oh, I'm fine after one pill, I'll take 3. Take one, few days, see if you're really fine, and then ease into it. Another thing, again, you can sponsor me, you can buy me a coffee if you would like to. I would love that, but you don't have to, of course. This is just a free way if you would like to support your girl so she has a little bit more time to do research. That would be great. We have another comment. Can't wait to hear how Berberine works for you. Yeah, I have to buy it still. Everything, guys, everything on Tenerife and Canary Islands is so much more expensive. I cannot order anything on Amazon because it's not shipped here. And stuff here are very expensive because they're very difficult even for the shops to ship because we are so far. Do I have a dollar app? Well, I don't know what that is. And they are so expensive to ship. And then, of course, because I live in the city center, the rents are on top of that. So it'd be so much cheaper to order it from Amazon. But I guess I'm going to have to cough up some dinero for Berberine. And I'm probably going to do it today or tomorrow because it might be closing soon. Right. I'm wrapping this up, ladies and gentlemen. Do I have dollar app or PayPal? I have a PayPal, but I'm not going to say it here. Right, guys. Thank you, Cher. Thank you for asking. That's very sweet of you. Right. I'm going to be wrapping this up. Please put the coffee link in the YouTube video description. It is in the description. So you can put it there. Chanel, Cher, I will put my PayPal there in a minute. Thank you so much for asking. You guys are so sweet. I will put it there in a minute as soon as I finish this broadcast. And again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for supporting me. I will do UTIs and PCOS next week. So tune in. I will do some research and we are going to be talking about this. Love you all. I'm so happy you've been here today and I'll see you next week. Bye.